everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Dolphins going up against the Saints. With that, we'll send you out to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, where we'll check in with the two men calling the action, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Here's Tannehill now on second down. This is caught, the tight end camera. And down he'll go at the 25. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And they'll run it here. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. His throw incomplete. Devontae Parker unable to hang on, and it's 2nd down. Okay, the starters for the Miami Dolphins offensively. Charles, who are we highlighting?
Got to highlight Jay Ajayi, their running back. Came out of Boise State as a 5th-round pick, but most people had his talent much more like a 2nd round. There were some medical concerns with the knee, but he can do it all. Run, catch, block. He's truly a 3-down back.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. On 4th down, Tannehill. It's caught. Jones. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
And it's caught by Parker. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Breeze now on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And down he'll go at the 25. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
For Ingram, he topped the 1,000-yard mark this year for the first time in his 6-year career.
Didn't he just come out of Alabama last year?
That's what it feels like, right?
I mean,
it's hard to
amazing.
believe 6 seasons he's had.
Won a Heisman Trophy there, finally over 1,000 yards as a pro, and he increased his number of long runs, becoming a much better ball carrier into the secondary.
Ingram again, a first down carry. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And this last year, right around mid-season, it's kind of when Michael Thomas emerged as Drew Brees' favorite target. And he finished leading all rookies, 92 catches, over 1,100 yards.
And one of the things I remember most about learning about Michael Thomas last season when I did a Saints game was finding out how much winning meant to him. Multiple teammates talked about after a loss how upset he was, how much he put into practice getting ready for the next week, and how much he was looking at other guys and wondering, do you care as much as I do? And that's a really big deal for a rookie receiver, and he translated into action the rest of the year.
Thomas, the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. A gain of 8 and a first down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So an entertaining first half, and now we have hit the 2-minute warning. On first down, Breeze. Over the middle, it's Thomas. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll go on the ground. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So now it's 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Now Tannehill, and he's got his man. That's Landry. Jarvis Landry. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jarvis Landry, 76 yards. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team.
Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here we go. United.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. This is intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And he'll give it here to his running back. Stays on his feet, and he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Ready? Sammy! Check!
So here we go on 4th down with Breeze. He's got time in the pocket. It's complete to Flainer. Yeah, great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. It'll be a gain of 11, and on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. They'll come out in the pistol. This is Ingram on 1st and 10, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
When you put together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. After the interception, here's Tannehill. Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. To The throw on second down is Tannehill. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So it's third and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And how about this? Fourth and long, and they're going to go for it.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Ingram again. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And he's got it over the middle. Fleener. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Red zone opportunity. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run here with Ingram. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'll be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
Offense looks to punch it in here from the 1 on. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram taking it in from a yard out. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. A strong running. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Tannehill. And Cameron has it over the middle. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from the first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
And they pick up the first down on a fourth down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they'd stopped them on third down, or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well. But, boy, that's a big-time pickup right there.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And to give this time to the tailback. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
We talk all the time about how important it is to have leverage in blocking. It's also a big part of policing up gaps. Did you move someone out of the A gap? Did you move them out of the B gap in order to create space for your guy to run? In this case, all those gaps were shut down.
Yeah, the movement was defensive, and now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Here we go on fourth. Tannehill. And he's got him. It's the tight end Cameron. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. Second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
Yeah, the Saints signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And Frank's kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So a big one there as that gives them a little cushion.
And you know, here in the fourth quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. To throw is Breeze. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time. Breeze hooking up with Cooks. And even 50 yards. And they're going to speed things up here. Now Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Back to throw, Breeze. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And the Dolphins are indeed going to get this, and that should all but do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
11 yards on the pickup, and that's good for a Miami first down.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance.